It boys in the building tonight.
Come
Oh,
on.
what a feeling. I'm feeling right. We are fucking back.
Come on.
It boys, Indy Takers, we're Delboy. We haven't got Young Wolf, we ain't got Young Sasuke in the building, but we are joined by a new co-host.
There.
You might see him in Shoreditch.
Sometimes.
You might see him in Basement Grooves at Loading Bar.
Definitely.
You might see him on WWE 2K.
Come on.
But you're definitely going to see him on the Indy Takers. We've got
Come
my boy, Ola, aka the Loading Bar, John Cena.
That's what this guy is on. Cool.
He will be joining us as part of Indy Takers.
Yeah.
Boys. And yeah, guys, we are officially back. So please get on to us. Send us matches, send us shows. Literally, Indy Takers, we're going to be covering all things indie wrestling. So it doesn't even necessarily have to be an indie. It just can't be WWE. It can't be AEW. It can't be Ring of Honor. Because Ring of Honor is banned. We complained about Ring of Honor so much for 3 months. We'll never talk about that company again. It's now part of AEW. It's done. We've let that ship slide. But yeah, with what we've got coming up this year in terms of Indy Takers, we have so much that we want to do. You know, not even literally just like podcasts. We want to do reviews. We're going to be doing interviews with a lot of indie talent as well. So yeah, we welcome you guys back aboard this ride. I hope you guys like the new intro as well. And yeah, where should we start, my bro? What are we thinking?
GCW. I'm tired. You know what? What's the name of the show that they just had?
56 Birds.
Bro.
56 Birds.
Don't get me wrong, like obviously there was a few matches and stuff that stood out. Maybe Leo Rush, Myron Reed, Jonathan Gresham's match. There was one more as well.
Only El Bendito versus Jack Cartwheel.
Yeah. Those were the standouts. But the problem with GCW for me is like, bro, it's hard to watch, man.
I think that's the problem I was having, because when I was watching the show, it obviously started off with the tag team match with Violence Forever, Banger Matthews, and the Rejects. I can't lie. Is my echo on?
Nah, it might be me.
Let me turn my thing off just so it's not echoing.
It might be the feedback from my mic. Apologies. I can't hear you, bro.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
I'm dumb. Instead of echo, I went on volume. But echo, don't mind me. I'm bugging a lie. But yeah, it started off with the tag team match for the GCW World Tag Team titles. It started off very, very messy. And I think that's my problem with GCW. Don't get me wrong, I like the fact that they distinguish themselves with there's no rules, they can do whatever they want, which a lot of the times confuses me, because it's like, with some of the matches, they'll promote there's no rules, and they'll have like the ECW style, but then they'll obviously do a lot of spots where they're distracting the referee.
Yeah.
Which confuses me. But yeah, they had that tag team match. Violence Forever, a dope team. Banger Matthews, they're a good team. With Banger Matthews, I like the style that they have, that they like to use each other's body to like do different maneuvers, which was pretty cool. The Rejects, they're John Wayne Murdoch and Reed Bentley, very good team. I don't know, this match just didn't click for me. The next match we had, as we mentioned, we had Only El Bendito versus Jack Cartwheel. I can't lie to you, this was one of them ones.
Yeah.
This was one of them ones. It was a short match, 10 minutes.
It was, yeah.
Less than 10 minutes, in fact. But it was a solid effort from both of them. Jack Cartwheel, he's been killing it in GCW. Only El Bendito, I've seen a couple of his stuff, like here and there. He's done a few GCW shows as well. I can't lie, he needs more exposure, man.
Bro.
He needs more exposure, bro. For 8 minutes, that match was solid.
Solid, yeah.
Absolute solid match, man. Like, some of the stuff that they were pulling out. There's one move that only El Bendito did, yeah. It's like Jack Cartwheel was outside the rope. He's now ran. He's jumped onto the middle rope. He's twisted his body, landed on the second rope, and done a moonsault. I said, someone needs to do this on HLR. Bro, like, for me, in my head, I was thinking, like, this match was only 10 minutes.
Yeah.
They could have cut time from all these other matches on the card and
And
make
give
this
them
at
a
least
bit
20
more.
minutes.
Mhm.
Bro, like, and you know a wrestler's good is when you say to yourself, I want to create a wrestler like them. Or I want to download.
I have countless on TK. Countless.
That match was proper good, man. Then Rich and Powerful defeated PME, Reno Tangalia, and Philly Collins. Decent match. Broski Jimmy, that's Jimmy Lloyd. He's now with Zack Ryder, Matt Cardona. He defeated one called Manders. I didn't really care for the match. Then you had a 6-man tag. Decent match. Myron Reed versus Leo Rush. Leo Rush is back wrestling. If you guys don't know, you know, he had a couple of interviews, maybe the last month or so. You see them all over. You know, him just kind of just talking about 2023, what kind of didn't happen for him, what he wanted out of the year, injuries, retirement, him being back, the matchups he wants to have. This match with Myron Reed.
Crazy.
Myron Reed, we need to see more from him.
Yeah.
Like, I'm trying to figure out like what it is that's like stopping him from reaching, like, well, I feel like in indie wrestling, there's here where a lot of men are on, but then there's like here. And when I think of here, I think of like the Mike Baileys, the Will Ospreay.
Yeah.
Will Ospreay's probably clear of everyone, but I think of like the top tier man. Like, in your opinion, what do you think is stopping Myron Reed from being up there? Is it maybe the lack of matchups he's having? Is it like what do you think it is? Because bro, the talent is there.
For me, that's what I pretty much put it down to. I think the guy is actually so talented, great athlete, puts on great matches, but we just need to see more.
Yeah.
You know, I think once we see more, and you know he goes, I don't know, let's say we see him in TNA or we see him in New Japan, like I feel like that's kind of the thing now. Like, fair enough, you could be a great wrestler, but if we're not seeing you everywhere or like in quite a few places, then it's going to be hard to kind of like catch onto your talent unless someone's literally using a microscope or something. But I think he's talented and stuff. It's just probably exposure.
Yeah,
more exposure is needed.
I'm surprised he doesn't sign for TNA because he did go back to Impact, now TNA, in November, because he's part of the Rascals. So I'm surprised nothing has come from that. But yeah, no, like you said, I feel like another thing he's probably missing out on is just like maybe more marquee matches.
Yes.
I feel like there needs to be like, I feel like within the indie wrestling, there's certain wrestlers that when you face them, like your stock just rises.
Goes up, yeah.
Like, I'm sure he's had plenty of matches with Mike Bailey, but I don't know where it is. I don't know if there's a certain company he needs to be at. I don't know if it's a certain crowd he needs to be in front of, but I don't know, man. Like, I'm surprised he hasn't even come to the UK. He was meant to come for Soft Pro. I'm not sure what happened there, but I don't know why Progress hasn't tried to snag him. I don't know why Rev Pro hasn't tried to snag him. Even WXW, I don't know why they've not tried to, you know, try and make something work. Maybe there's some stuff outside that we don't know about in terms of like, I don't know, maybe passport issues and things like that. But
yeah,
bro, Myron Reed is one of them ones, man.
He's good.
He's dope, man.
Leo Rush as well, man.
Bro,
I can't lie. I just hope that this is a good year for him.
I'm praying it's a good year for him.
Because that guy, if we want to talk about talent, that guy's, he's ridiculous. Even just that thing of where, you know, he bounces off the ropes, and as soon as he's about to get to the person, the other wrestler, he runs to the other one.
Oh, he does the misdirection, bro.
Just that alone.
Brilliant. Bro, he's absolutely brilliant. And even in terms of like, there's one discus clothesline that he did in the match. Yeah, I'm thinking, like, he said it in one of his interviews, like the way his wrestling style is just changing and it's like it's like evolving. Like you can, like he's not a tall guy. He's a short guy, but you can clearly see that there's influences from like working the bigger styles or him working like the collegiate wrestling. Like he's such a hybrid because I feel like people will just look at him as like this high flyer, and that he does very well. But in terms of like striking, in terms of like him doing like heavyweight moves and stuff like that, oh, he's got it. Yeah. And this match alone, like how long was this match? This match wasn't even that long. It was like just over 10 minutes.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
And this is my problem with GCW as well, especially this show. A lot of matches, I mean, to be fair, a lot of the matches were sub 10 minutes or just over 10 minutes. The longest match was the main event, which we'll get into. I feel like maybe a few matches could have been cut from this card. I can't lie. At least 3 of them could have been cut from this card and given people a bit more time. You know, they even had Manson Warner and Effie do like a segment, like a contract signing, which was pretty cool. But at the same time, I'm not really invested in their story like that. So for me, it means nothing. I would have preferred more matches. I would have preferred less matches and more time for certain matches. But yeah, man. We also got Joshua Bishop versus Hoodfoot, quick match. Main event: Jonathan Gresham versus Cole Radrick. What is there to say about Jonathan Gresham that's not been said?
The thing is, yeah, he's so good, but at the same time, like, I understand why people may find him also hard to watch in terms of like his style and stuff, and even the whole like, okay, there's wrestlers that obviously wrestle in other companies and they have multiple finishes, like they have a lariat, they have a Birmingham or whatever it is. But I think it's done with style. With Gresham, I don't know what the finish is gonna be. And as much as like it adds a element of spontaneousness to the ending of the match, it's almost like mostly falling flat and stuff because there's no big crescendo. Like
that's what it is. What his problem is the fact that his finishes aren't necessarily like he's got multiple finishes in it, but his finishes aren't necessarily finishers.
No, exactly.
A lot of his finishes are pins, and that's where it fucking spins me because it's like you could be watching a 15-minute Jonathan Gresham barn burner, and this match was great. This match was absolutely good. My problem with Jonathan Gresham that I have with is that he'll be getting into us. There will be certain sequences that he's doing, and you're thinking, all right, cool, this is going to lead to something, some sort of finisher. Or you're thinking, okay, cool, this is going to transition into something that might turn into a finisher. You're probably thinking some sort of roll up, then it's going to come out of it, then he's going to get into his move. By the time they've hit 2, you're thinking, okay, cool, they're going to kick out. 3 now comes and he now does this. Yeah, they might not thinking, wait, what? Hold on. How did you get here? How did you get here?
Oh, man.
How did you get here? I'm not understanding what's going on. Like, and don't get me, I'll always back for Jonathan Gresham in terms of when it comes to technical wrestling, he's up there. You can say Zack Sabre Jr., you can say Bryan Danielson, he's up there with them. Sometimes I feel like he's even better than Zack Sabre Jr. The only difference is Zack Sabre Jr., his matches don't leave you undesired sometimes. Just because you know the finish is going to be impeccable. And when he does do the roll-up finish, it's because yes.
Hey!
Yes. But with Jonathan Gresham, when you have 5 of those, and we don't know which one's coming, but then you barely use your finishing move, then it's kind of hard to kind of make us care. Like, even when he first won the Ring of Honor World title, and he beat Jay Lethal, and he done the finish, I'm just thinking, damn. You know where they've left so much meat on the bone, pause, like, there's so much that's left on the table in terms of, like, what could be had here. I'm thinking, bro, like, I was enjoying this match, and it's like, I understand how one thing can just turn someone off the match. But I don't think that nobody should listen to this. I think, yeah, we're slating him. Jonathan Gresham is world class.
Absolutely.
Jonathan Gresham is absolutely world class. I'll put him up there with anyone. I just think that his vision for what pro wrestling is and how it should be digested is very different to the crowd. And what makes it even worse is that Jonathan Gresham is a hybrid wrestler.
Yeah.
If like he at the Ric Flair thing last year, he wrestled mainly a luchador style, a high flying style. Bro, he had the crowd fucked. Bearing in mind, he had just had a match that people didn't like. I think he had. I can't remember what match. I don't know if he lost to. I think he lost to Cesaro, Claudio. And then
he lost the title.
Yeah, he lost the title at that point.
Oh yeah, that was crazy.
So he lost the title, and then he had the match at the Fatal 4-Way at Ric Flair's thing, and people were like, "Oh, right, Jonathan Gresham is cold." I'm like, "He's been
you can
cold.
do that." Yeah,
he's been cold. It's just that his vision for what pro wrestling is
it's different.
it's just very, very different. And it's like I respect it, but at the same time, like you're way better than you make yourself out to be. You're way better than you put yourself out there. And
Absolutely.
for me, I'm a positive wrestling fan. If I like a wrestler, I want everyone to see him for what I see. And when people cuss Jonathan Gresham, sometimes it's hard for me to defend him because it's like, bro, what can I even say? I've been trying to back him, but yeah, man. But yeah, that was GCW. No Dreams. I mean, 56 Dreams. Yeah,
Birds or something.
56 Birds. Sorry, it's named after a DJ Esco album. But yeah, 56 Birds. Yeah, I can't lie to you. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna for the sake of this podcast, I'll continue to watch GCW here and there in it, but I think it's just with GCW, it's very dependent on who's on the card, and when you know there's certain people on the card, then it could cook in it. But other than that, yeah, it wasn't for me, man. It wasn't for me. But let's go to TNA.
Hey, my company.
Hey, listen,
We're back.
For all you people there, yeah. There's been too many of you that have been slating TNA for far too long. For far too long. When CM Punk was dismantling in AEW, when Dirt Sheets were dismantling AEW, when all these different companies were dismantling AEW and WWE, people that are fans of TNA, we kept stum. Or you guys went to go and open your dirty mouths to come and say, in TNA it will bang, in TNA it will bang. This person should go to TNA. He should come to my company. Your company has been burning. Your company has been burning to the ground. It's only just recovered. TNA weren't doing brochacho. TNA weren't doing that. No. We've been having graps. But now we're back. We're even more back.
Yeah.
TNA hard to kill. What was your first instance of the pay-per-view? Like as a collective before we get into the matches? Like, how did you find the pay-per-view as a whole?
As a collective, it was very good. I think it served its purpose in how I looked at this pay-per-view was, okay, we're going back to the name that everybody knows us by. So anyone who's coming from the past and hasn't been watching, and anyone who's been watching for the whole time, I think it was a good mesh. Do you get what I mean?
100%. The synergy between
both.
like previous fans, current fans.
Exactly.
Yeah. No,
but yeah, I thought it was a good pay-per-view. A couple standout matches that we'll obviously get into. But yeah, what did you think?
I mean, from the get-go, I was excited. Like from when they announced, like, do you know what it is? I think it was a combination of things. It's like when they announced TNA, I was like, cool, I'm with it.
Yeah.
Then they said they're announcing new belts. And you know me, I love belts, bro. I love belts. Big up Hellfire.
Hey.
I've been waiting, like, when they were doing the daily drops every day, yeah, in my thinking, bro, can't lie, we're going to eat. From when they showed the world title, the X Division title, the Knockouts title, the tag team title, not the digital media, and the tag team knockout, I said, you know what?
Yeah,
we know where we Scott Damore's gonna take us to the promised land.
What you're doing, yeah, man.
We're going somewhere great, bro.
Yeah.
Those belt, big up Hellfire. If you're a WWE 2K gamer, you know who Hellfire is.
Yeah,
you know the stuff that this guy's done for us in the last few years, bro. Hellfire absolutely smashed it. And then let's set the scene. The pay-per-view started with this monologue. Eric Young, this Vigniti, brother. The passion that man was speaking with, man was even in a mountain in Vegas. I said, hey. Then when the promo continued as he's walking through the tunnel, and you see the whole TNA roster, I said, you know what? It's a new dawn. It's a new day. I said, yeah, we in the money. Cool. Listen, like even when I saw the staging, I saw the ring area, I saw everyone with the towels. I was like, bro, this is what it's about. Like, fuck what anybody says about TNA. Oh, it's this company, it's that company. Bro, look what they've been able to do. And look at the hype they've been able to generate. Look at the stars that they've been able to build. Look at the careers that they've been able to reinvent and help. Like, regardless of what people think of TNA, whether people want to classify it as the number 3 company, number 4 company, like, for me, I don't look at TNA as even an alternative or something that's competing. TNA is just standalone, works by itself. Do you know what I mean? Like, for me as a TNA fan, I don't watch TNA I don't care about the numbers. I don't care about who's the draw, who's this, who's that. That's never been a concern with me about TNA. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Am I getting good stories? Am I getting good matchups? And am I seeing wrestlers who I know haven't had the opportunity to shine elsewhere come here
Yeah. Yeah.
and prove themselves as to why, you know what, I'm who I should be.
Mhm.
And that's what TNA has been. So
Absolutely.
yeah, bro, I'm gassed, man. Let's get into the matches. Did you watch the pre-show or do you want to just go straight to the main card?
I say we go main card.
Main card, yeah. Pre-show didn't really. I mean, besides Top Dollar, Top Dollar and Who Kid, they debuted at TNA. He choke slammed Joe Hendry.
Yeah, that was on the pre-show, right?
Yeah, I was on the pre-show. Yeah, but the first match that kicked off the show, it was the Knockouts Ultimate X.
Always good to see Ultimate X on the card.
Yeah, Ultimate X
Always.
was good. We had Tasha Steelz versus Alicia Edwards, Giselle
Mhm.
Shaw versus Jodie Fret versus Zaya Brookside versus Danny Luna. How did you find this match, bro?
I thought it was a good match. Like I said, I'm old school TNA, so anytime I see Ultimate X, immediately like I'm there. And obviously to see the women given their chance and to be fighting for what was it again?
For chance to win no more contendership basically
That's it.
for knockout
Um,
title.
yeah, it's always good to see them get a spotlight, and especially in a match like that. I thought it was a good match. I thought it was a good match. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I think this was a very good match. It was fun. It was a great opener.
Mhm.
It was good to see Zaya Brookside as a debut. Danny Luna was absolutely smashing it. I think Danny Luna is going to have an incredible year ahead in TNA.
Mhm.
She's already the Rev Pro Women's Champion at the moment. She'll be a Women's Rev Pro Champion. I'd like to see TNA do some stuff with Rev Pro. That would be dope.
Yeah.
That would be really, really good. Yeah, Alicia Edwards, I don't really have anything to say for her. I'm not really invested in her. Jodie Fret's cool.
Mhm.
Tasha Steelz, I mean, I felt like TNA would have, put the rocket on her back time ago.
Mhm.
She's an established talent, former Knockouts Tag Team Champion. Um, yeah, I thought they would have put the strap on her time ago or made her a main a main contender. But then when you've got people like Trinity, you've got Giselle Shaw, you've got Deanna Perrazzo, Jordan Grace, like pecking order's a bit mad at the moment.
Yeah.
So I mean, Deanna's left now. So but yeah, no, Giselle Shaw winning made a lot of sense. Um,
She came off quite strong.
yeah, yeah. I'm intrigued to kind of see what happens next.
Mhm.
Should be fun. The next match we had PCO versus Dirty Dango. That match ended up getting called into a no disqualification, and then Santino came out, made it a 6-man tag. So then it became PCO, PCO, Rhino, and Jake something
Yes.
versus Oleg Prudius, Dirty Dango, and what's this guy's name? Bravo, Dino Bravo, Alpha Bravo, yeah, whatever his name is.
Mhm.
Um, Jake something. He wants to be starting something. He's got to be
Thanks.
starting something. Bro, he's a fucking beast. He is an absolute beast.
Yeah.
He is who like the next year or two, depending on who's coming and going in the company, he's the person that they need to keep their eye on. They need to make something of him. He's been
Mhm.
in TNA for a couple of years now. He's not really been doing anything crazy in terms of storylines and matchups. He always has good matches, but I feel like this last year with stuff that I've been seeing him doing the indies like APW and Beyond Prestige, like he's that guy.
Mhm.
And all it takes is for this company to make him that guy. Like it's been a long time since the company's had like that big man where it's like, yo, this is someone that's a threat. You haven't had it since like a Michael Elgin, a Brian Cage, and I think that's what the company's missing at the moment. Like him
Mhm.
versus, well, we'll get to Moose in a bit, but him versus Moose for a world title at some point, I think it will feed
Something
families.
down the line.
Yeah, man. You know what I mean? So yeah, that match was decent, nothing crazy. PCO got the win.
Mhm.
We have to talk about PCO. For his age,
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I like PCO. I think for PCO, when it, like it's crazy to think that PCO is one of the most reliable wrestlers.
How old is he? Let me check.
Bro, he's like in his 60s, I think, or late 50s. I might be wrong, but he's been wrestling for a minute.
56.
See it there? And the thing is, it's not even that old.
Yeah.
But compared to like his American counterparts, wrestlers his age aren't really wrestling that
Not like
stuff
that.
like that. You know what I mean? And look at bro, he's always in high. He's always doing high spots, doing moonsaults, doing suicide dive. Sometimes he'll even miss the dive. And I'm thinking, brother, you are 56.
Yeah.
You're not that spring chicken that you were once years ago. Do you know what I mean? And it's crazy because when he was in the WWE, he wasn't wrestling like this.
Yeah.
He wasn't doing high flying stuff. I don't know if you remember years ago when TNA first started, there was a guy called Mr. X. Do you remember him? I always ask people this question. They never remember him.
Let me try and refresh my memory. Nah.
I'll send you a picture on WhatsApp. I'm not sure if you remember him.
Wait, was he supposed to have a feud with Monty Brown?
I think so, but he was like, I'll send you a picture of him.
Okay, cool.
Once I send it on WhatsApp, you might remember him.
I think I do remember him.
Actually, I can put pictures in.
Mr. X.
Oh, WhatsApp is right in front of me. You may remember him. There's one crazy spot that he did where he just done like a senton to the outside of the ring and he missed and landed on his back. Let me know if you remember him.
Oh no, I haven't seen this guy before. You know, not that I remember. Is that him?
That's PCO from like 2003, 2004.
It's ridiculous,
bro.
Looks like Magneto or something, though.
Bro. Yeah, no, PCO. He's one of the most reliable workers, which is absolutely crazy to me. And which is good. Like he's been able to, breathe life into his career, and he's completely taken a turn in his career in regards to like the kind of character that he is. He's absolutely smashing it. So, hey, man, listen, keep doing it, man. But Jake something, he is someone that needs to put a rocket on his back, and make him do something with him. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, maybe make him beat Tommy Dreamer for the Digital Media Championship, or
man. I'm now tired of Dreamer, so.
But I'm sick of Tommy Dreamer. I can't lie. He makes me sick. Fucking tired of that nigga, man. We then had the Knockouts Tag Team Championship match, Decay versus MK Ultra. This was literally match wasn't even announced before; it just happened. Decent match. Decay won. Yeah, they're over as hell.
Who did Decay? Yeah,
Decay are over as hell. MK Ultra, they're great.
Over, haven't they?
Yeah, they've always been over. MK Ultra are incredible. Hopefully this isn't like them losing isn't a means for them to now say we're splitting up. Please stay together. I just feel like they just need to build the Knockouts tag team division a bit more. But there's plenty of talent, so Scott Demore, just be scouting. There's plenty of talent out there. The next match, I'm gonna have to put my echo on for this one because this yo baby. We had the X Division match: Chris Sabin versus Kushida versus El Hijo del Vikingo. Bro,
Chris Sabin is still him.
Bro,
Will
listen,
forever be him. Bro, and it's never gonna stop being him.
I don't care what anyone says. Chris Sabin is the greatest X Division champion of all time. What? I'm so sorry. I don't care what. And don't listen. You can tell me Christopher Daniels. You can tell me Samoa Joe. You can tell me. You can tell me. What's he called? Pete Williams. They all have cases. I'm so sorry. It's Chris Sabin. 10-time champion.
Sabin.
He has won every single design of every single TNA. There's been no X Division design that's been there that he hasn't had.
In his hands.
In his hands.
That's crazy to say, though.
Bro, Chris Sabin is still him.
Yeah.
And you know when a match is great, yeah? You know a match is great? When the commentators are on their game. On their game. Like, the way that the commentators were like just so into the match, or spitting facts about every wrestler, like bro, it felt like even if I know stuff about the wrestler, it's like I'm just engaged. I'm so engaged in the match.
Yeah.
Vikingo, listen, Vikingo is good everywhere except AEW. I'm so sorry. Vikingo puts on excellent matches everywhere
I was about to say
except
Viking RC.
AEW. Honestly, I feel like I've only seen 2 good AEW matches in Vikingo.
Yeah.
I've only seen 2 good matches. Everything else has been outside of like. This is it. All you have to do for Vikingo is feed him good opponents, and I promise you, the match won't feel repetitive all the time, bro. And it's just the different styles as well. You've got Vikingo with the lucha style. You've got Kushida, who's got the hybrid of the lucha and the submission technical. You've got Chris Sabin with the technical and mixed with the high flying. It's just when you blend all of that together, you get, bro,
combustion of styles.
Bro, that Canadian destroyer that Chris Sabin did outside of the ring,
ridiculous, redonkulous. Nah, Sabin, hey man, because he's been doing this for way too long,
bro. I'm just happy that he's getting his flowers. That's all it is. Because he's been good. He's always been good. I feel like there wasn't maybe like a small period in time, maybe like 2017, 2018. It felt like his heart wasn't really in it. It didn't really seem like, you know. I realized when certain wrestlers stopped wearing kick pads, that's when the work isn't working too much. He stopped wearing kick pads for a bit. He got the kick pads back on and was like, yeah, he's in his bag now. So, no, that match was absolutely brilliant.
Fantastic match.
And even straight after that match, Scott D'Amore and Dorian Roldan from AAA, they announced that the partnership between this was even before the match. Sorry,
yes, it was.
Don't mind me. This was before the match. They've announced TNA and AAA going to be like official partners from now on, even though they've been working with each other for God knows how long now.
What's your thoughts on it?
I'm happy. I'm excited about that. I'm excited to see how else this can help AAA in terms of like getting more wrestlers to come to America and do more. Because I'm sure there's plenty of Mexican wrestlers that are already working in America, but to give them a platform like TNA, even though it's not the biggest, so nobody come and shoot me. Yeah, what kind of platform is it? It's still a platform at the end of the day.
That's all that matters.
Still a platform at the end of the day. There's still access for people to watch TNA, and maybe in certain states and certain countries, access to watching AAA isn't that easy. So giving people this platform is excellent, and then also allowing wrestlers to now go to Mexico, even though a lot of them have been doing that. It gives people a platform to now be able to go to another country where people may not be familiar with them, but they're able to create a fan base there. And for me, I love synergy. I love wrestling promotions working together. For me, I think that's where it's all at. Like, and that's one thing I could credit TNA with, is that over the past few years, in terms of rebuilding themselves, they've been able to foster so many different relationships with different companies around the world, to the point now where it's like, I feel like they're finally honing in like a roster that is going to be generational. And they're going to be creating new stars from all the UK signings that they've gotten, with all the new American signings. Who's to say that we've now partnership with AAA? Who's to say that we might not even get some sort of like, what is it that TNA used to do? The Super X Cup.
Oh my gosh! Don't do that.
The X Cup. And remember who runs TNA? Scott D'Amore. He was outside.
He was there
waving the flag, literally. Waving the flag, literally. The X Cup. Do you know what I mean? Let me even ask you this question. Cool. So let's say hypothetically TNA do X Cup. They have teams of 4.
Okay.
Name me 4 British people you want to see in the team to represent Team UK. Okay. 4 people to represent Team USA.
Okay.
4 people to represent Japan.
Okay.
And then 4 people to represent Mexico.
All right. For the UK, I will go with Leon Slayer. I believe he could be amazing in that. Oku. Michael Oku. Maybe Ricky Knight.
Okay, that's a shout.
Maybe Ricky Knight.
That's a shout.
I'm split between Connor Mills and Robbie X.
Ooh. Do you know? Tough one, I can't lie. Because I would have put Connor Mills in mine, 100%. And then Robbie, I would have put both of them.
Yeah.
I think
So
for UK,
it's probably a coin toss between those two.
For UK, I would probably say Leon Slater, definitely. Leon Slater, Robbie X, Connor Mills. Fuck it. Let me not put Michael. I love you, Michael.
No,
I love you. I know. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, I think in terms of leadership, Michael Oku is the perfect person. But I want to give someone a chance. I want to give someone a chance.
Okay.
I can't lie. I want to see Alexander Roth. I can't lie. I think Alexander Roth. Alex Roth. I think. Chef. Okay. I think Alex Roth. If you give Alex Roth that platform, I promise you.
I hear it.
Nuclear.
Yeah.
Michael Oku would be perfect.
Yeah.
But for my vision of it, I don't think he needs it. Team USA, what are we thinking?
Team USA.
And it doesn't have to be people in TNA.
Team USA. Would Ali count?
Yeah, he's got
Mustafa Ali. It doesn't have to. Can this be anyone?
Could be anyone. Nobody that's the WWE though. It doesn't have to be anyone in TNA, but anyone.
We take those chains off Cedric.
Okay.
You'll cook.
Yeah.
Cedric, Ali. Trying to think who else. Cruiserweights. I'm stuck, you know. Let's have a look.
Let me think of this. Brian Keith. Brian Keith.
Someone I'm not thinking about.
Sir?
I said I feel like there's someone I'm not thinking about.
Ninja Mac. Ninja Mac. Leo Rush. Leo Rush. Mike Bailey, easy. Actually, no, he's Canadian. Sorry, I can't. He's Canadian, so I can't do Mike Bailey.
Leo Rush and Ninja Mac. Oh my gosh.
Let me just say Mustafa Ali.
Yeah.
No, let me take out Mustafa Ali. Myron Reed. I'll put Myron Reed instead of Mustafa Ali.
Yes. Okay.
Japan.
Okay.
So it gets tricky.
Hey. I think one is obvious. Like, as much as like we see him always defending the same belt every time, every Wrestle Kingdom, it just makes sense to have Takahashi.
Takahashi, yeah. I'll put him in mine as well.
Takahashi, I'll probably put Bone Soldier in there as well.
Taiji Ishimori.
Yeah. Who else? I think just for nostalgia purposes, no one should come and bite my head off and say in 2024, I'll put Tajiri in there.
I mean, he's still active, so why not?
I'll put Tajiri in there. And
still active.
Let me think. Someone else. One more person. You go while I have a think, actually.
In terms of Takahashi, there's a wrestler called Fujita Hayato Jr.
No, I don't know who that is, brother.
he's dope. I love him.
You have to teach me.
There's another wrestler called Minoru Tanaka. He wrestles for Glee. One of the best heavyweights of all time. He's dope. That's for nostalgia purposes. Well, he's still active, so it's not really nostalgia. Fuck it. Let's go Despy. Let's go Despy. let's go.
Of course. Yeah.
Go Despy.
X Cup is looking serious, boy.
Hey, Laps, if you're listening, you might have to make a graphic. Let's pitch this
What?
to let's pitch this to fucking what's it called? TNA.
Quickly.
Mexico.
I'm not really too good with the Mexicans now, you know.
Mexico. Mexico. I'll probably say Commander,
Like,
Vikingo, Mascara Dorada, and
I've heard his name a lot recently.
bro.
Yeah.
And Grand Metalik. Fuck it. Grand Metalik. Hey, listen. You guys can't be fucking with my nigga, man. Grand Metalik. Basically, Mascara Dorada, he's basically doing Grand Metalik's previous gimmick.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you'll see that they have similar masks.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's like the king of the ropes, but yeah. Grand Metalik, yeah, that's my fourth. Mexico.
Yeah, I'm not versed in the Mexico, man. Gonna have to give this one a miss, but I'll be back with a full scene.
But back to Hard to Kill. I can't lie to you. This match might be my favorite match of the night. This Josh Alexander versus Alex Hammerstone.
Big.
My God,
Meaty
Josh
man.
Alexander, if you're hearing this, thank you. Thank you for freeing yourselves. Thank you for freeing yourself of the shackles of MLW. Because as good as you were in MLW, you and Jacob Fatu, you guys carried MLW. You got to a point where when he became world champion, I can't lie to you, I did not like this guy. It felt very stale. He didn't really feel like himself. He wasn't really wrestling like himself. It felt like he was just doing Hulk Hogan cosplay. He wanted to be doing the but when he came out, when they done the vignette and then he came out,
Yeah.
all well. It felt like 2019 MLW.
Mm-hmm.
It felt he cut his hair. His hair's gone back to that. It's not that hangy thing that he was doing before. He's no longer doing that Thor Viking thing. Like, bro,
That's why I was so surprised to see him like this. I was like, this is not the Hammerstone that I've been seeing recently. And then to go on and put the banger he did with Josh Alexander, just like, this is what I've been wanting from me. This is what I've been waiting for. And I'm just happy to see him in TNA, and I look forward to seeing what else he's gonna do. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah, no, this match, match of the night easily. Both of them were pulling out the stops. And I mean, this is Josh Alexander at the end of the day. Like, there's no exemplar person in that company that you can say that has been put religiously, just putting out bangers after bangers after bangers, and is at the top of their game. And it's like, I don't know. I don't want him to leave TNA, but at some point,
he will eventually.
He will outgrow TNA.
Yeah.
Unless TNA gets to a point where it's like it's neck and neck, and like the content that they're producing is as big as an AEW or WWE, he's going to outgrow it. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I don't think TNA fans should be upset about that. I think TNA fans at some point should be like, you know what, we've done everything that there is to do here. Like, please go and spread your wings and become the greatness that you deserve to be. You know what I mean? Because, bro, people can kill me. I can see him as an AEW champion easily. There's tons of people in TNA that I can see as AEW champions. Like, but that's based on what I've seen. Yeah. But then what I see doesn't always correlate with how Tony Khan treats people. Tony Khan may respect you as a wrestler, but it doesn't mean that because the fans see you as this main event, we have to see you as a main event. We see that with the likes of the people like Jay Lethal. You can put Jay Lethal in the main event match, but it's clear that he doesn't see him as a main event wrestler, or he doesn't see him as someone that, you know, is going to help push the company further along. Yeah. He's just there to just be a workhorse, and you know. But yeah, this match was absolutely epic.
Ridiculous. Yeah,
absolutely epic, and it's like I'm a big fan, and I'm a big fan of, like, when a wrestler is a strong wrestler, but they are willing to do anything within their arsenal to pick up the win. Like, Hammerstone is a big guy. He's a hoss. but he's not afraid to do a front drop kick from the top rope
Yeah.
or or a springboard outside to the. Do you know what I mean? And Josh Alexander's not afraid to do that as well. And they both, bro, it was a great match, man. Honestly,
And they
my
killed
favorite
it.
match. Absolutely killed it. And like depending on what the plan is with Hammerstone, if he does sign and if he does stay, like I'm excited to see what happens next. I want to see
So
this guy.
he's on the free agency now, yeah.
Yeah, he's under free agency. Are they? Let's talk about the free agency. Are there any wrestlers you would like to see him chop it up with in the future? Is there any companies that you want to see him turn up at?
Um, I think him and Lance Archer would be a good match.
That'll be a solid match.
I think that would be a very, very fun match to have. Maybe even him and sorry, his name's not Big Cass. His name is
Big Bill.
yes, that could potentially be fun as well.
That'll be dope.
I think those two matches off head.
Yeah.
Speak to me.
Yeah, I think those would be good matches. I want to see him. I want to see him against Jacob Fatu again.
Yeah. Well,
Just
outside of MLW.
Outside of MLW.
Yeah.
Outside of MLW.
Shackles are off.
I want to see him in Japan. I want to see him back in Japan.
Yeah.
Maybe go to Noah again.
I'm actually genuinely interested to see what he does because he's been in MLW for so long.
Yeah.
And obviously it's gotten stale. So to now have this like new lease of life and have him have a breath of fresh air. Yeah, man. Like I said earlier, I'm just looking forward to it. I'm happy for him.
100%. We then go on to the four-way tag team match for the TNA World Tag Team Championships. We have ABC versus the Rascals versus Grizzled Young Vets versus Mike Bailey and Laredo Kid. Laredo Kid was replacing Trent Seven, who couldn't come due to I think weather complications wherever he was. How did you find this match, my bro?
Again, just another team I'm just happy to see just doing their thing. Grizzled Young Vets, obviously from the UK as well.
Bro, they've been killing it since they announced free agent. It's been non-stop. Like they've had the game on a chokehold. Like
it's crazy.
Whatever company it is, they're turning up. Whether it be in the US, whether it be in the UK, like they're absolutely smashing it, having bangers, bro. Absolutely having bangers. I'm just happy for them, man. I'm happy that they're able to be themselves. You know, like don't get me wrong. That last period of them in WWE, they were cooking. Like they had good matches.
Well, of course,
but at the same time, when you love and revere people, you love them for who they are, not for what people want them to be. Do you know what I mean? And when you know them as GYV and you've seen what they've done in the Indies, and you've seen what they've done in NXT UK, and you've seen what they've done as themselves, you just want them to continue doing that plus more. And they've been killing in the Indies, and this match was no different. You know, this match was just fast paced. You know, I'm seeing people that I didn't think would like just being able to see Grizzled Young Vets in the ring with all these people. In my head, I'm thinking, fam, this is the beauty of wrestling. This is the absolute beauty. Oh shit! This is the absolute beauty of wrestling. Just knowing that you can see a culmination of different people facing each other, and it's like, man, they could just put together magic, man. Absolute magic. So,
even I think it was one of the commentators said something about Nigel McGuinness, and they compared him with Zach Gibson, and I was just like, yes, that's solid. What it's about. Yeah,
solid, bro. Such a good match, and obviously ABC ended up getting the win, won back the tag team titles. I'm intrigued to kind of see what happens with ABC. They've been the premier tag team of the company for the last year or so. I think GYV being in the, I don't know if they're actually signed to the company, but I do feel like there needs to be like more fresh blood within the tag team division. I feel like not that it's gone stale, but maybe because they wrestle indies as well, maybe they need to defend their tag team titles elsewhere as well, or have people come in, just to kind of like just keep their tag team thing fresh. I'm not sure what's going on with like the whole Bullet Club situation in terms of like ABC, then you've got the War Dogs, you've got the
So
miscellaneous, then you've got
yeah.
BCG. Like, there's so many. Like, I don't know. I feel like with Bullet Club, that's its own wahala. But
Mhm.
yeah, then I don't know. I don't know. Maybe there needs to be some sort of interaction. I don't know. Then we had Trinity versus Jordan Grace for the Knockouts Championship. Another solid match.
Mhm.
Uh, bro, I'm happy for Trinity, man.
Yeah. I think I don't want to be the bad guy, but
You
I'll
want to
be
be
the
the bearer
bad
of
guy.
bad news?
I think it's just for me. It's just a thing where it's like, don't get me wrong. She's come to TNA. She's done her thing. You know, she brought new eyes to the product. She became champion relatively quickly. Held the belt for a long time. And now they say, well, she's on her way back to the E. Um, I think for me, it's just a thing of how I always like to measure success. It might be a bit unfair. Is when you go away from WWE or AEW or whatever company it is, um, have you raised your stock? Have you raised your stock? Have you gone and done something new where I'm like, oh, when you come back, like they're gonna use that to propel you to further success. And I don't feel as though she's done that yet.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe with a bit more time, maybe if obviously if she went Stardom or whatever the case, wherever she goes, like if she just went there for like a bit longer, I think maybe then her stock would have been raised. Right now, I can see her returning back to the company where she was before
Yeah.
and ending up in exactly the same place. And that might fall down to the fact that her stock didn't actually rise that much.
Okay. I'll account. Okay. Not that I don't disagree. Not that I disagree with you. Okay. Okay. I would say she had a more active year than her friend
Monet.
Mercedes Monet. Would you say that she's raised her stock more than Mercedes or less than, or it hasn't? It's not even close. Because okay, granted, Mercedes won the IWGP Women's title. She was slated to win the New Japan Strong Women's title, openweight title. She ended up getting injured, so she didn't win it. Mercedes probably had less than 5 matches, if we're being
Mhm,
honest.
mhm,
But Trinity has been able to go to a company, won the women's title there. She's had good matchups. She's had matches that people hadn't seen before, people had been asking for. Um, she even won the PWI Comeback of the Year award. So I think relatively, I think because she didn't do indies before and she's now done the TNA stuff, done the
mhm.
TNA gig, she's been
She
able to.
scratched the itch.
Yeah. So would you still say that she hasn't raised her profile, or would you say Mercedes has raised her profile from leaving WWE in terms of wrestling, not in terms of like who she is as a star, in terms of her maybe wrestling the Wrestle Kingdom? Would you say she's raised her profile, and if she has, is it more than Trinity's?
Mercedes, I love you, man. But even Mercedes, I don't think I don't think it's raised that much. If it
Okay.
has, I think maybe like obviously with the appearances and she's still the talk of the town in terms of like where is she going. So you could say her stock's raised in that department, but I don't even think her stock's raised that much. She's had what five matches, 4 matches, if that.
Mm,
Um, so yeah, and in terms of if she's raised her stock more than Trinity, probably not.
yeah.
Probably not.
I mean, I
Um,
feel like with Mercedes, like
it's the
her,
brand though.
yeah, like I think her short New Japan run
Yeah.
made me see the vision. I was
Mm,
never really a big Sasha Banks fan
mhm.
until she turned heel. She got the blue hair, and then she done the Royal Rumble split, and then you know, she done the Royal Rumble split. Yeah, but in terms of like work, like I can't really tell you that my many matches that Sasha Banks has had that I'm a crazy fan of. Where I'd say like, yeah, this is excellent. Like you'd
Mm,
have to remind me of it, and I'm like, oh shit, yeah, that was actually a good match. But she's a talented person. Her New Japan run, it in terms of like for me personally, It raised her stock for me.
Okay.
In terms of worldwide and what she's done, I feel like maybe she's opened eyes to a few new people, but I feel like she's, even if she didn't wrestle for 2 years, people will still revere as her,
This is it.
as who she is.
This is it.
But do you know what I would say? I feel like Trinity was able to kind of like silence naysayers.
Yeah, that they were thinking that she would leave and Mercedes would go on to just finish her in terms of like stock and stuff. But she's done well. She's done well.
Yeah. And I mean, will it? I think it it may raise her stock. It may not. I feel like with Trinity and with Mercedes, like it's been. I'm sure they've got a good relationship with Triple H.
Oh, of course.
I'm sure in terms of like what Triple H can do for them. Sure it'll be okay. But enough about the E, man. Go if you wanna listen to the E, go listen to the E on Tuesdays or listen to the podcast.
Yeah.
We don't talk about the E here, but
Yeah.
that's just to wet you lot's beak for Tuesday for Royal Rumble when it happens. But the match was good with Jordan Grace. Jordan Grace is now the champion again. There's new women in TNA, so there's completely new matchups for Jordan Grace. Danny Luna would be a great test. I'd love to see that. Zai Brookside would be good. I'm looking forward to the match with Giselle Shaw at some point, anyways. Let's get to the main event. We had the TNA World Championship. We had Moose versus Alex Shelley. Big up Alex Shelley.
My guy.
What a reign he's had.
My guy, man.
This is a belt that a lot of people didn't think he'd ever win. But if you deep how integral he is to the company, how integral he is to professional wrestling, indie wrestling, there's nobody more deserving than him. And for him to have like a solid 6-month reign, I do see him being a multi-time world champion.
Okay.
I do see it. So. Even if it's 2 times, 3 times.
Yeah.
His reign was way better than Chris Sabin's first TNA World title reign. So there's that. How do you find this match with Moose?
I thought the match was good. You still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, bro.
Yeah. Sorry. I thought the match was good. I think I've just got this thing where when I'm tired of certain wrestlers, you know, I find it hard to watch things that they do. And in this scenario, that's Moose. I am tired. It's like Hammerstone in MLW, bro. I am tired. And now he's champ again. Good.
It is like with Moose, yeah. Like I have a love-hate relationship with Moose. I think Moose is. People won't give him the credit. He's a talented wrestler. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. He's a bunny hopper. He loves his white. He loves white things. But he's an excellent wrestler. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think the issue I have with Moose is that one, I feel like he's a one-trick pony in terms of like character work. Like his heel work is not very like engaging. Like when he had that period where he was like the TNA World Champion, he wanted to defeat former TNA World Champions. Like it was okay, but then at the same time, it's like I don't know. There's certain wrestlers that you look at and it's like there's not enough conviction on their side. Like I don't see that from him. Like I don't know. I feel like but then I feel like I get what you're saying. I feel when you get to a point where you're just tired of someone, it takes away from their wrestling. It genuinely takes away from their wrestling. So yeah, the match as a whole was a solid match. It's good that he didn't need any I'm glad there was no shenanigans in the match. I would have hated for Alex Shelley to lose like completely to soul shenanigans. Like they didn't really necessarily get involved too tough.
Yeah.
Which was fun. But I think the most important takeaway from this match was the ending. the ending. We got actually, to be fair, even before we get to this debut, we got a debut early on in the show. Ash by Elegance, formerly known as Dana Brooke. It
Mm-hmm.
was reported today that she signed with TNA.
Mm-hmm.
Any thoughts on that?
Um, I mean, I've never really been a fan like that. Do you know
Yeah,
what I mean, of Dana Brooke? But I'm interested to see what she does. Again, it's another name for the Knockouts. It's a great division. I think it's good for her
true.
to obviously learn and even expand her horizons and just have new matchups. It's fresh surroundings. So
Very, very
yeah,
true.
yeah, it's good.
Yeah. Yeah, literally everything you said. I feel like it will be good for her. It will be fresh matchups, new experience. When you're so used to seeing someone within a WWE bubble, you kind of want to
Mhm,
see them outside of it and kind of see like whether they sink or swim. I'm
mhm.
hoping that she's able to. I want her to make me a believer.
That's it. Yeah.
I've never been a fan of
Mhm,
her. I've never like not that I didn't get her, but there's nothing for of hers that was able. There was nothing for me to sink my teeth into. Do you know what I mean? Hopefully now she's in a company. She's got this gimmick. A lot of people are cooking her for the gimmick, saying, "Oh, she's copying Tony Storm." I We don't even know the gimmick, so it's not fair to say that. But I'm intrigued to kind of see what goes on. Interesting matchups.
yeah.
Who's to say this time off that she's been away from the ring? She hasn't been training,
Mhm.
so it should be interesting. And Scott Demore clearly sees something in her.
Yeah, he must have.
He clearly sees something in her to give her this
I don't know
run.
what it was though.
Personally, I don't see it in it. I don't have my glasses on. But listen, I like to be positive. I like to just say, you know
Of
what?
course, yeah.
If this is going to amount to something,
Mm.
fuck it, let's ball, man. You
Yeah,
know what I
let's
mean?
do
But the real debut, let's leave that one. The real debut, Nick Nemeth. And for me, I feel like this signified, if there's anything that signified this is a new era, Nick Nemeth being there signified. Like in 10 years' time, there's going to be a vignette.
And you're gonna see him in the crowd.
They're going to see, bro, what a fucking moment.
Yeah.
Just seeing his name on the screen, I was like, okay. And seeing him behind him, give the super kick, then the zigzag, and him going into the crowd. That's how
I'm
you end the pay
invested.
per view. That's how
Yes.
you end the pay per view, man. We need more
Yeah.
pay per view finishes like that, especially
Mhm.
debuts, man. That was fucking epic, man. He also debuted at New Japan. We're gonna get into Wrestle Kingdom a bit
Mhm.
later. Um, he's the wanted man.
He is.
What's your thoughts on Nick Nemeth, the free agent, the one that's going to be roaming around doing all these indies?
For me, it's just a thing where obviously like now with like how things are with wrestlers, like they're able to wrestle for a lot longer than they were before.
Yeah,
I do wish that this had happened earlier,
yeah,
but I do also think that this is perfect timing. Um, and I can't lie, I'm just ready to see this guy's gonna feed families. Like the matchups that are out there for him to have outside of the WWE bubble is just
crazy.
yeah. So I'm just looking forward to it. Honestly, um, yeah, I just
Absolutely.
can't wait.
Yeah, no, bro. Listen, I'm literally the same. I think Dolph Ziggler gets a lot of flack. Sometimes rightly so. I feel like
Mhm.
his last few years in WWE have been a bit like peaks and troughs. It's been up and down. Um, it's clear that he's a solid worker. I don't think anybody's denying that. I think on his end, not even necessarily his end, I think it just got to a point where it, his run just seems very like flaccid. Just
Yeah,
we it seemed like they didn't know what they wanted to do with him. They didn't know whether they wanted to make him this massive star, if they wanted
yeah,
to just make him this good or reliable. That if you want a good match, or if you just want to put someone over, or you want to put someone in a quick feud, you put him in. I think depending on where he goes, who he wrestles, I can't lie to you. This is going to be one of the greatest runs. in wrestling. If I'm lying, I'm dying, I'm flying. I genuinely believe, on God's honest truth, I genuinely believe this run
I'm
that
with you.
MF can have,
I'm with you.
depending on the matches, depending on the companies he shows up at,
Yep.
it's going to feed families. It's going to
Yeah.
be generational. We are going to see some of the best matchups ever. And I think this will be the chance for Dolph Ziggler, Nick Demuth to shut people up. People that have been doubting him, it's now time for them to get their P45s because bro, the matchups are different. For me, there's one match I need to see. People have been cussing me about the match. The guy, he works for AEW, but doesn't mean he can't do indies. I need to see Dolph Ziggler versus Kenny Omega. That is the match I need to see. People can laugh. I don't give a fuck. That is the match I need to see. Dolph Ziggler versus Kenny Omega.
V-trigger, super kick. I will be there. I will be there.
When Kenny Omega goes for the one wing angel, Dolph Ziggler slips up from behind, goes for the zigzag. Brother! Dave Meltzer, 20 fucking 5 stars. Brother, that is, bro, generational, bro. It's gonna feed families upon families upon families. But yeah. TNA, what would you rate that out of 5? I think that, yeah, what would you rate that out of 5?
I think it served its purpose. Like I said, gave back to old fans, brought in new fans. Probably a 4.
I agree with you, man.
4.5.
Yeah, I'm with that. Let's take a quick turn. Let's quickly go to should we go to Japan real quick?
Yes.
Go to Japan real quick. So earlier this year, let's even start end of the year last year. The All Japan Pro Wrestling president announced there's going to he mentioned something to do with NXT, WWE. Everybody was a bit confused, like what's going on. William Regal came out and said, "Yeah, this partnership, I'm going to be sending my son to All Japan." There was a lot of flack. There was a lot of outrage. There was a lot of
we know why.
There was a lot of weirdos. Why would you say why?
Because it's a certain company.
Yeah.
If it was certain people's favorite company, they wouldn't be complaining.
I don't know, man. I just feel like, it was just a lot of weird outcrying and my company this and a lot of like gatekeeping, and it's like, I don't know, maybe I'm a weirdo that can see the positives in both companies working together, because I'll be frank with you, All Japan is not a top 3 company in Japan. It hasn't been for God knows how many years. You people that are crying about gatekeeping and my precious company. Your precious company ain't got that much bread. Your company hasn't been doing 1,000 plus seats till Nakajima came in and won the world title. What the hell is this thumbs up? See? Even the Bob will agree. You know what I mean? Like, the problem is with like a lot of Japanese wrestling fans is that they like to do this woe is me and I'm better than you, and if you don't watch this type of wrestling, you don't know nothing about pro wrestling and rare. Like, I get it. Sometimes you want to keep your wrestling the way it is, but at the same time, we should be able to look at things from a perspective of, okay, cool. Not everybody has access to All Japan.
Yeah.
Nobody has access to All Japan. But if this is a means for people who have never seen All Japan before to now be interested to go and watch All Japan, then isn't that a win-win? Doesn't that mean that this could attract more people to want to work for All Japan?
Absolutely.
This could attract more people to want to watch All Japan, because clearly the more eyes that they get on it, the more social media feedback that they get on it, it's easier. Like, bro, it works for everybody. Do you know what I mean? So Charlie Dempsey being picked to go to All Japan to wrestle, I think was a good shout.
What do you think about the match?
The match, I personally enjoyed the match. I personally felt the match was good. I think the problem is that a lot of people are too fixated on oh, this was Nakajima's worst defense. Who gives a shit? Was the match itself a good match? Someone can have a bad defense compared to the rest. Does that mean that the match is bad?
No.
The match wasn't bad at all. I feel like it was a good showing for Charlie Dempsey, who the night before wasn't getting any, wasn't people weren't checking for him.
At all.
The
Yeah.
crowd weren't really feeling him.
Mhm.
That's because the crowd don't know him.
Mhm.
They were made familiar. He pinned Nakajima the day before in the tag team match,
Mhm.
and he had a good showing in their match.
Mhm.
And it just goes to show that okay, cool. If you're able to put a wrestler in this environment, because we always have these conversations like, oh yeah, this wrestler's cold, but if he was here, we're now getting that. We're now getting that. And granted, there's probably better people that you could have put on the card, but
Mhm.
who's to say that having this partnership isn't a two-way thing where wrestlers who want and maybe NXT will now start doing some sort of like excursion type deal where
That'd be
they
nice.
they get wrestlers to go out there, go spend 2-3 months to go do some learning, and then they come back, and
Yeah.
then maybe they can even do some sort of have some All Japan wrestlers come to NXT or come to WWE, or they can
Mhm.
maybe even do some sort of like Worlds Collide event. Like at the end of the day, this is all for the benefit of pro wrestling. Like,
That's
of
it.
course, WWE has its track record of like doing dumbness to all these wrestling companies, but
It's new management though.
it's new management though. I genuinely believe that Triple H is a lover of wrestling. Of course, he's got a bit of Vince in him, but at the same
Yeah.
time, I feel like what he's
And
doing
that's
is
the
for the
World Club is
betterment.
crazy.
Yeah, I think what he's doing is for the betterment of moving the product forward. Do you know what I mean? It's not like he. There's been reports now saying, yeah, he wanted to buy out with Japan like these last few months. So that's the only reason because he's trying to. Bro, I enjoyed the match thoroughly.
Yeah.
I thought the match was a very good match. I thought like Charlie Dempsey showed out. I thought like Nakajima showed out. Nakajima is someone for me is one of the best wrestlers in the world, and it's a win-win. We got to see someone in a different environment to where they usually are, and it's not necessarily a dream match, but it's one of those. This time last year, we were never thinking that someone from NXT will go to All Japan or
Mhm.
even go and wrestle in Japan.
Mhm.
So who's to say that this isn't a means to open the door for more things to happen?
Absolutely.
And I think that's what it's all about. I think that's what it's all about. So if it was someone from All Elite Woo, everybody would have been like, yeah, yeah, yeah. But then people that I thought I was cool with were blocking me because I said, yo, certain people that I was cool with and I support their channel heavily, even also now. I even got them on our channel because I said, yeah, that's all good and all, but I can't wait to see Nakajima versus Ilya Dragunov. And then they blocked me. These times, it's not like I cussed them, but hey,
I'll
man,
be there for that match though.
I'll be there.
Oh my god.
I will be there. What the heck? I'll be there regardless. Anyway,
People
Sha.
don't like good things, man.
People don't like good things. That's the problem. People just want to complain and gatekeep and oh, I want to keep this sacred because if any like, bro, nobody even watches that. Like nobody gives a shit about it. Do you know what I mean? So,
Gatekeeping about scripted fighting.
bro, people just need to go to hell, man. Generally, man.
Mm.
But yeah, a few days later we had Wrestle Kingdom 18.
Yeah.
I thought this Wrestle Kingdom was way better than last year's. I can't lie to you.
Mm.
I'm happy they've gone back to one day. Um, the
Yes.
2 day thing is tired.
Very.
It's very, very, very tired. Please, New Japan, Tanahashi,
I think.
Arigato, man. Please, no more. One night. Let's leave it at that, man. If you're now doing 2 nights because you're now going to do um, New Japan Noah, New Japan AEW, New Japan All
Then, yeah.
Japan. But if it's now New Japan 2 days, I'm so sorry. We all have lives. We don't have time for this, man. WWE already kill us for 2 nights of WrestleMania. 2 nights. Do you know what I mean? Not everybody deserves to be on the card, and that's fine. That is perfectly fine. People don't have to wrestle 2 matches. It's fine.
Yeah, evil.
I mean, let's quickly get into some of the matches. Yeah, so we had on the pre-show we had the New Japan Rambo to determine who would challenge for the King of Pro Wrestling 2024 Championship. I don't really care for this, but yeah, Great Okan, Taji Ishimori, Toriano, and Yo won. But yeah, don't really want to talk about that. First match of the night, we had Catch 22 versus Bullet Club War Dogs. So TJP, he debuted as Ashwang. It is a it's something to do with Filipino folklore. Saw a lot of people cussing him online. I thought like it was interesting. Nice 10-minute match. I thought the match was really good. A good start to the show. How do you find
it? Yeah, same as you. Good start to the show. It was interesting. Yeah, this TJP character. I mean, if you know me, well, or you'll come to know me, I'm a sucker for those Undertaker, Wyatt, Dollywood type characters, isn't it? But yeah, no, it was interesting. It was a good start to the show. Yeah, I think it was there to do what it did.
Then we had Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Zack Sabre Jr. for the New Japan World Television title.
I can't believe that result.
I can't believe this either.
I actually can't.
Tanahashi put himself as president and said, "Yep, I'm booking myself to win this world title, this television title." After the run that what's it called, Zack Sabre Jr. had.
What was having?
I can't lie to you.
Even the entrance, the LED was saying the names. I said, oh my goodness. Yeah. Only for it to end like that. I mean, is what it is, isn't it? Like, if Tana feels that he's supposed to be champion right now, then so be it, sure. But yeah.
I don't know. Like, I've been enjoying seeing Tanahashi in 6-man tag team contest, because he's also the never opened the 6-man tag champion, and he's now 2-belt Tana.
Crazy.
Like, I don't know. I can't lie. I'm not like really invested. Like, I feel like if anybody was to win this title, it would be someone who just needs to be propelled a bit more. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's just a means of like adding a legacy behind the title. Like I said, Zack Sabre Jr. as the first champion has been absolutely terrific. It's going to be very hard to beat that reign that he just had. Tanahashi, I don't think will even come close. Maybe I'm wrong. Hey, if I'm wrong, shoot me.
Who would you like to see as the next champ? Spelled as a means to propelling people.
Maybe someone like a Hanare.
Okay.
I think Hanare is absolutely excellent. Show.
Okay.
I love Show, man. Show would be great. Because with this belt, it's 15 minutes. If he wants to do shenanigans, hey, it's not going to take away from anything. Jeff Cobb is shout as well. But then obviously there's the global title, so that could even be something that he's shooting for later on.
Suji
would be a shout. Interesting. Suji would be a shout. But I mean, selfishly with Yota Suji, I just want to go. I just want to go. I just want to see him.
Yeah. I'm with you.
I just want to see him go straight to the top.
He's ridiculous,
bro. He's too good, man. He's too
ridiculous.
Good. Speaking of Suji, we had Yuya Uemura versus Yota Suji.
That result again kind of shocked me. I didn't expect the Yuya.
Yeah. It was a good match.
Crazy though.
This was a fun match. A very fun match. It was a bit shorter than I expected it to be, though.
Yeah.
I thought it'd be probably at least go maybe 17 minutes, but it was a good match. I properly enjoyed it. I think Yuya is now finally starting to kind of like find his feet. I think maybe that's what the result was. It was like, Suji's been on a rampage. He's been good. His G1 run was okay. He's still like he's kind of found his feet and his footing within the company. Yuya, he's still like Yuya was just someone that was overlooked. Like, he wasn't the Ren Narita, wasn't the Shota came back from excursion, just joined just 5 guys. So yeah, I think the result was right. It was a correct result. Okay. It was shocking, but yeah, I'm intrigued to kind of see the trajectory both of them take this year. I do want to see Yota Tsuji with some gold this year.
You want to see him
with some gold?
Okay, yeah.
I want to see him win the title this year.
Definitely.
That would be good. Next match we had House of Torture. So Yvonne Renderita versus Shota Umino and Kaita Kiyomiya. I lie, man. I didn't give a shit about this. I didn't give a fuck. I didn't give a fuck. I didn't give a heck.
Hey.
I didn't give one heck. But hey, anyways, swiftly moving on. I didn't give one heck. Then we had El Desperado versus Hiromu Takahashi. Shackles off my feet so I can dance. I just want to praise you. I just want to praise you. The shackles are off his feet. We are finally free. We're finally free of Hiromu. And I love Hiromu, but enough is enough.
That's what's so annoying about this whole thing.
Enough is enough. Are you the only person? You won. Why are you two? This match was great. I properly enjoyed this match. I think the chemistry between Hiromu and Despy is insane.
Outrageous.
Absolutely insane. I'm just happy that I think ultimately, if you haven't seen this match, just go watch this whole show. But my main takeaway from this is that Desperado won. Yes. And it's now got me excited to kind of see, okay, cool. If Desperado holding the title, the best of Super Juniors. Mm-hmm. If they make Hiromu win, I can't lie, I'm not watching this show. I'm not watching this company again.
No,
I'll wait till next year.
Bondage.
Because if we look at the best of Super Juniors we had last year with the final, Master Wato and Titan.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Generational match. One of my favorite matches last year.
Mm-hmm.
You're telling me at least Master Wato couldn't at least beat him for the belt?
The ridiculous.
Absolutely ridiculous. So that's my main takeaway from the match.
Yeah.
Despy won, and we're moving forward.
Move.
Then the next match, I'm not even going to put the echo on. You guys already know what match it is. David Finlay versus Will Ospreay versus John Moxley for the inaugural IWGP Global Heavyweight Championship. I can't lie, when they announced this belt and they showed the pictures for it, what a beauty, man.
Mm-hmm.
What an absolute fucking beauty.
Mm-hmm.
What did you think of this match?
Just a quick question. Is this like the replacement for the IC belt then?
It's basically a replacement for the US title, but I think now it's...
Oh, yes, sorry.
It's now going to be in the place of where the IC belt was. Because
okay.
IC, like, with the IC... Remember, the US belt came when the IC belt was still about.
Mm-hmm.
But when they got rid of the IC belt, US belt was never able to really... Well, I'm for this thumbs up, man. This Apple OS thing. The US title UK belt wasn't ever able to replicate the stature of what the IC stature wasn't able to replicate the
Yay!
It wasn't able to replicate the stature of what the IC title was meant to be doing in it, in terms of like the past champions and the legacy that belt had in it. Don't get me wrong, the lineage of the US belt is insane.
Yeah.
If you think about the people that have held it, from the Jay Whites, the Kenny Omegas, Cody Rhodes, what's it called? Juice Robinson, John Moxley, Kenta, Lance Archer, bro. Tons of people have held that. Legendary people, Hall of Fame stature people have held this belt. But it's not been what the IC belt has been. So I think the Global Championship now is now going to finally take the place of what a secondary belt should be. You know what I mean? So people are going to be opting for this global belt, and hopefully they do make it as global as, because you having a US belt that was meant to push in the US, lockdown now happens, and then you've now got the New Japan Open. A lot of the belts are just conflating with each other and overstepping in it. But what did you think of this match?
It was good. I think we spoke about it very briefly on the pod as well. For me, it's just a thing where obviously David Finlay has now gained some XP as Bullet Club leader, and we're starting to see that. Obviously, he's not quite there yet, but I think he will be at some point. In terms of the match, you can't help but think this was a match between Ospreay and Mox, but Finlay was just annoying neighbor that was just, making noise at the side. But it was a good match. I enjoyed it for what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I echo the same sentiments. I echo the same sentiments. Good match. Highly enjoyed it. I think Moxley's Moxley. He's always going to be great no matter what. Whether you put him in it, bro, just aura. Aura. Will Ospreay. What more? What is there to say about Will that's not already been said? David Finlay. I think David is excellent. He's a good wrestler. I think this match, like I said, was just able to cement him as okay, cool. This is the direction we're going in. This is who we're going with. So I think hopefully my hope for David Finlay is that we now see some sort of like story where we can actually finally cement what Bullet Club is.
Yes.
Because like I said on the pod, I think it's hard to look at him as a leader when it's one leader that's controlling one part of a group, but then every other part of the group is rogue.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? Like
it's too much.
Like it's like you've kicked someone out of Bullet Club, but they're now in America saying
Bullet Club Gold.
Bullet Club Gold. Like you should be vexed at that.
Yeah.
Like you shouldn't be allowing that. Like you shouldn't be having that. Do you know what I mean? Of course, in storytime purposes. Like, and then you've got Taiji Shimori, you've got Chase Owens, you've got Kenta, you've got ABC in America, you've got House of Torture. There's so many men within this one umbrella Bullet Club. It's like there's not one unit. It doesn't feel like one unit. It just seems like bare different sub-units. But yeah, we're the real Bullet Club. But then sometimes we might team with this man, or sometimes we might beat up this man. It's like just let House of Torture be House of Torture by themselves. They don't even need the Bullet Club branding. For me, it's past that now. It's past that. Kenta doesn't need to even be in Bullet Club. Like, unless you're actually making these men subscribe to what War Dogs is, or you're collectively Bullet Club, but then you man are your own splinter group of War Dogs. Fair. But yeah, I think where the problem is that they call themselves Bullet Club War Dogs. If it was just collectively Bullet Club, like you see, like how they had Bullet Club, and then under the Bullet Club, they had the Hung Bucks, then they had the Elite, then they had the Super Elite, then they had God. If you had that, then it makes sense. But when you're classically just calling yourself Bullet Club War Dogs, it kind of makes it hard to kind of like look at you leader for Bullet Club when you're only just leading one section of the group, you know. So, but all in all, it was a great match. I'm intrigued to kind of see the direction of this global championship. We even before this match, we saw Nick Nemeth, proud of his brother, and then some point during the match, him and what's it called? Was it during the match or after the match?
I think it was after the match.
After the match, he got attacked by David Finlay, and that's going to be the first. I think that's going to be David Finlay's first defense at the Windy City show. That should be a good match.
It should.
That should be a very, very good match. The next match we had, Okada and Danielson 2. Okada and Danielson 2.
The Golden Boy. Came out like Beyonce.
Hey, his entrance was fucking gas.
What?
Absolute gas. Absolute gas. Man played his music. They stopped the music. They went to now go and put the LED on his jacket. Man came out. Bro.
His garment.
Bro, that match. Bro, ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Well, what was your first take of that match?
10 times better than the first one.
Oh, absolutely.
100 million times better than the first one.
Absolutely.
And even just the whole storytelling of like, you know, Danielson's locked in this submission now with his legs on Okada's arms. And Okada's face is just in dire stress. Like, he's just like, I need to get out of this. And then he's fading, then he's coming back, then he's fading. Bro, excellent. That part alone of the match, like, I was screaming at my TV, bro. Like, I'm like, Okada, please, like, but yeah, fantastic match. Enjoyed it. do we need a part 3? For me, I don't think everything always needs a trilogy.
I mean, I'm good
yeah.
on part 3. I think what would have been the caveat, what would have caveated having a part 3? I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Yeah, I feel like all these matches on the show are short.
Okay, yeah.
I feel like if they'd been given maybe like an extra 10 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
this match would have been phenomenal. But I think all in all, their match was great. Bryan Danielson, he's one of the listen, machine for machine, he is one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. I don't think there's many wrestlers that can chat to him.
There isn't.
I think the way he's just been able to be so like, I don't even know the word.
This is a man that retired and came back, you know.
Yeah.
He genuinely, like, we was not meant to see Danielson again.
Yeah. And bearing in mind the match that they had last year was good, even with a broken arm.
Yeah.
But this match,
ridiculous.
Even the yes chants. I said, this guy is. They will say to you, they hate. People will say to you, they hate WWE in Japan. They hate WWE in Japan. Man went to Japan and did yes chants.
Yes.
They did yes chants. But yeah, I think other than that, I think the match was way too short. Like, I think like I said, like the storytelling in the match, like Okada's just got great facial expressions. I think
that's it.
As much as I will laugh at him sometimes, like his move set, he will just do the drop kick at 46 minutes. But I mean, in matches, it's effective and it makes so much sense. You know, like he doesn't do much, but with the arsenal that he tends to use in his matches,
it does enough.
It does way more
than enough. Yeah.
And sometimes with certain wrestlers, less is more, and that's what makes them great. So, yeah. Would you say this is your match of the night? Or what was your match of the night so far?
Match of the night. Yeah, I feel like there's one other match that I'm not thinking about.
Well, we do have the main event, Sanada versus Naito for the World or IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. Yeah, how did you find this match?
Again, it was another like decent match. I just think like I'm not really invested in anything Sanada really does. Like he's lost his coolness, if that's what we want to describe it. And ever since that's gone, I've kind of found it hard to get into anything he does. But I think for what it was, again, like the match was good, served its purpose. Naito's now the champion. But yeah.
You know what's actually crazy? I feel like I'm the only one that proper rated this match.
Oh yeah?
Bro, like this is my match of the night.
Really?
Weird, bro. I don't know where it was. I don't know if it was Houston, Sun. I don't know where it was.
He was somewhere else, bro.
I need to rewatch. Like, don't get me wrong.
I need a rewatch.
Objectively, Danielson versus Okada was the match of the night. Best match.
Right.
But for me, in terms of like, maybe because I wasn't so invested in the match before, and then watching it, going through it, I was like, this is a journey.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can tell, like it's like both of them are both chasing this moment.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, Naito finally wants to get his Wrestle Kingdom moment. Sanada wants to topple his teammate that he people had always overlooked him for.
Mm-hmm.
And even just the backstory of, you know, both of them going to what's it called, the New Japan trials when they were younger, and Naito getting accepted, Sanada not, so Sanada having to go for another route and his journey in TNA, then coming back to New Japan. But I thought the story coming into the match was proper interesting. The match itself, like you see the desperation from both of them, even some of the spots like the DDT on the outside. Like I just thought the match was great. I thought the match was very, very fun. I thought I've seen a lot of people criticizing, but for me, I feel like this was my favorite match of the night. You know,
Yeah.
like sometimes it doesn't necessarily have to be the best match for it to be something that keeps you hooked.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just a match where it's like wrestling is an emotional roller coaster.
Mm-hmm.
It's a journey, and I
Mm-hmm.
felt like for me that match took me on that journey.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? Because I think maybe because I wasn't invested. Like with Okada and Danielson, I'd seen it before. I kind of knew what I was going to get out of it, and it would be a better match because of what the stakes were. But in terms of Sonata and Naito, in my head I was like, I'm ready for Sonata to just lose the belt. Let's give it to Naito and let it be a wrap. But I think maybe because I was so nonchalant about it, I'm just like, oh shit, okay.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I even forgot it was a main event.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Wrestle Kingdom this year, I would say, yeah, it was a solid
5?
show. Out of 5, I'll probably give it a 3.5, 4.
I'm probably the same.
Yeah, I'll probably 3.5, 4. I think my only grabs was like some of the matches were a bit short.
Mm-hmm.
Um, there were some cool moments. The Nick Nemeth debuting. The last 3 matches were obviously all good matches, good to great matches.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm just hopefully next year we see something. What's your thought? Even talking about next year, what's your thoughts on the IWGP Women's title? Not even necessarily who's the champion, but in terms of like its placement within the company, and like, are you invested in the belt? What do you think needs to be done in order for you to get your investment back in it, or just overall investment into the belt?
It's hard for me to care for a belt where the company doesn't care themselves. And I don't think they care about this belt anymore.
Yeah.
I feel like they did at the start. Obviously, Mercedes Monet coming in, and you know, I feel like they did at the start, but I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see that belt soon.
Mm.
I wouldn't be surprised because it just doesn't seem like they actually care.
Yeah, I agree. Bearing in mind, Julia is the New Japan Strong Women's Openweight Champion.
Mm.
We've seen more of her than we have. Is it who's even? Is it what? Let me not even guess who the women's championship. The women's
You see what I'm
championship.
saying?
So I don't know who
You see what I'm saying?
or yeah, it's Iwatani. She still has it. She won it last. She won it
Look
last
at the
year.
name that has the belt. Look at the name that has the belt, and still, I do not care.
It's coming up to it's going to be nearly a year and 2 months that she's won the belt. This is my problem. Like you said, like
My
I
problem
find it hard
is-
to be invested in a belt that the company doesn't even seem too invested in. I suggested time ago that okay, cool. Clearly, it's hard for you to work with like Stardom is New Japan's sister company,
Mhm.
so it's very hard for you to tell a company that we want your talent to be the ones to handle this belt,
Elevate this belt, yeah.
elevate this belt when they have their own belts to elevate. So now, are you now saying because you're this company of this position that the belt we're giving you is going to be above all your other belts? Like the way I would have personally done it, I would have maybe have done okay, cool. We've got Stardom. We've got let's get some women from Stardom. Let's get some women from freelancers around the world, and let's get some women from AEW. 16-man tournament, and then obviously Mercedes Monet. And if I think who was the first person to win it again? It was
Isn't it? No,
Kyrie.
it wasn't. Yeah,
Kyrie.
yeah.
Kyrie. Whether Kyrie's the first person to win, that's completely fine. But have it a mix and match of people from different companies, so the onus just isn't on Stardom. Because
Yeah.
clearly you want a company to care more about your belt than they do their own belts, and it's going to be hard because their
That's not
belts
what
already have lineage. There's already stories going behind it. There's already investment within those belts. How can you expect me to want to now put your belt because it's now of a prominent company over my own belts? It doesn't make any sense. It's very
Mhm.
hard. Like I don't think New Japan handled that very well.
Not at all.
If they now say yeah this belt is no longer running, I won't be surprised.
I'm really surprised.
You guys just wasted a lot of our time because
It's a shame, really, because everyone was really, really hyped for it. I
exactly.
remember saying that as well, but
And even now, it's not even like we're seeing a lot of women on the cards as it is, anyways. Like if there was a thing where like time to time with these New Japan shows, we're seeing women prominently on the card. So we know that there's some sort of division being built. We haven't even seen it. So it's like, what's the difference between New Japan's women's division and AEW's women's division?
I knew that was coming.
People are standing up to work not knowing what they're doing, and people just because there's no shifts available. There's no shifts available. You're just trying to fill diversity quota of we hide this.
Exactly.
It's crazy,
That's
bro.
exactly what
It's crazy, and there's people like us that will be interested in seeing this division built because we've seen what's happening in Stardom, the crazy talent that's there. We're seeing what's happening in TJPW. I was even watching what show was I watching? It's Sorry. You remember Saray? She wrestled in NXT. So she does her own
shows. Oh yeah.
So since leaving WWE, she's been doing her own shows, innit?
Okay.
It's called Sorry-ism. Okay. Yeah. She had a match on the recent one. It was maybe this past weekend with Chihiro Hashimoto.
Okay.
Brother?
Oh yeah.
Brother?
Let me get the link.
Brother?
Let me get the link.
That match? Bro, that match?
Really?
That is someone, Sorry is someone you can definitely build a division behind. This girl loves wrestling. This girl, she puts on her own shows to showcase people.
Crazy.
From companies outside of Stardom and TJPW. People from Ice Ribbon, people from Seedling, other freelancers. Like, bro, she's incredible. These are the people that you need to be looking out for. Like, fair enough, we want talent from Stardom because there's name there, there's prominence there, there's name value. But at the same time, you as a company, you have all the minerals to be able to build a division with whether people are known or not. You guys can build it. We will tune in because we know the letters IWGP holds weight. So yeah, that's that. Before we end, let's even quickly run through Battle on the Valley.
Even Ali's World Tour as well.
Oh, bro, let's talk about Ali's World Tour before we get into Battle in the Valley.
What are you thinking of that? What are you thinking about it?
Brother, this is what we want. This is what we want. This is what we want. When people are screaming free Ali, it's because of stuff like this. Even though when they put him back to TV, people weren't making noise. But now I'm just happy that Ali is getting the flowers he deserves and he's getting the love he deserves. And we're going to see him, when it comes to certain wrestlers, people will get released from WWE, they'll have their 3 months, and you just will never see them again. And they'll be doing maybe different appearances here and every few months. Ali said, nope. My booking email is this. If the calendar is empty, I will be there. Whether it's Morocco, I'll be there. Whether it's in Greece, I'll be there. England, I'll be there. Doesn't matter. I can wrestle a broom, I'll be there. Trainee, I'll be there. 50-year vet, I'll be there. Mustafa Ali said, I'm coming to feed families. You guys thought that all these videos I've been posting on social media of me doing these sequences were for nothing? You guys have another thing coming. That's what it's about. That is what it's about. We want for the people that we like to go out there and show people how good they are. That's all we want. We want them to turn up everywhere. We want people to be able to see them. We want people to show them the love that they can and put on great matches. As simple as it is. Now Ali's turning up everywhere, and that's all it should be. Turn up everywhere. Because by the time he now turns up to, if he now does an appearance in AEW or he does an appearance at TNA, oh shit. And this even, bro, this goes to show you the mind of Ali as well, The vignettes that he's been doing. This whole presidential campaign thing that he's doing, Ali 2024.
Sick.
Like Ali's had the minerals.
He did.
And this is what it's about as well. We just want wrestlers to be able to showcase that, hey, I might not have been able to do what I wanted to do in said company. That's fine. I've been able to make my bread. I've been able to become comfortable. I've been able to do what they wanted me to do. Now I'm backing myself. Like, there's nothing better than that I love from a wrestler is when they've released from a company, the day that their 90 days is up, They drop a
Vignette.
promo video.
Vignette.
They drop a feature film. You see when Moxley dropped his, yeah? I said, when Buddy Murphy dropped his, I said,
yeah. Didn't Malachi drop one as well?
Malachi dropped one. So when
I feel like that's the thing now.
Like when wrestlers go into their bag and show, you know what, yeah,
I'm here.
I'm here. And I'm not leaving.
Yeah.
Till I get some.
Yeah.
And brother, Ali.
I'm leaving with something.
Nick Nemeth. You're gonna get some. You're gonna get plenty. Brother, honestly, I'm just happy for these men to be able to showcase themselves.
This is it.
That's literally it. Like, I don't have time to be doing, we don't want him in AW. We don't want him in
nah.
Bro, go everywhere and show these people how good you are and why you're one of the best. That's literally it. Mm-hmm. That's literally it. So, and even at Battle in the Valley announced Hiromu. That, bro.
That's gonna be a barn burner.
It's about.
Yeah.
This is what it's about. Seeing matches that we didn't think we'd ever be able to see.
A year ago, if you told me Ali versus Hiromu, I would have bought you. So to see it is just, it's exciting. Bro, we're in an exciting space right now.
Bro, I cannot wait, man. Like, I don't know. I feel like 2024 is going to be an exciting year. It's gonna be.
It feels like every year we say wrestling is going to be mad.
Yeah.
But it just gets even madder.
100%.
So, yeah.
100%. Battle in the Valley, New Japan. They were recently in San Jose this past weekend. Same day as TNA Hard to Kill. Yeah, TNA Hard to Kill. 11 matches on the card. Well, altogether, but there was probably about 9 matches. So first match, we had Jacob Fatu debuting for New Japan with Fred Rosser and Shota Umino. Defeated Team Filthy, so Tom Lawler, Jarrell Nelson, and Royce Isaacs. Decent match. How'd you find it?
Jacob Fatu, fam.
Right,
that's all I care about.
That's all this match was about. Generally, this match was literally, you know what? We want to tell some story with Fred Rosser and Tom Lawler.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's fine. Great. But Jacob Fatu,
that guy there,
he was in the ring for 4 minutes, and that 4 minutes he said, "Yeah, I'm gonna give you my greatest hits."
What?
You guys, I honestly, bro, after meeting him last year in LA, yeah, like just chatting to him and how humble he is, and like, bro, I want nothing but the world for this guy. I genuinely want him to do, like, I want a company to offer the bag to him so much, man. Like, he genuinely deserves it. Like, he's such a great wrestler, such a humble guy, and it's like, bro, if you put him as a face, over. If you put him as a heel, he works. You know what I mean? Like, for now, E-fans, fuck all this tribal chief stuff that you guys want him to come and join WWE to do. Let him carve his own legacy. Let him carve his own legacy. Because we all know if he now goes to WWE, they'll now put him in, they'll put him in NXT, and they'll put him in doing something else, and let him carve his own legacy. I want Jacob Fatu to get to the point where he's so big, yeah. Pause if necessary, yeah. Bro, he's such a presence, yeah, that the minute they announced WWE sign him, there's no doubt that he's going straight to Raw SmackDown.
The top, yeah.
There's no doubt about it. And I don't think he's necessarily there yet. I feel like it's in the air. But I want him to get to a point where it's like, if he has a good 2024 and a great 2025, it's like the minute WWE say, yeah, we're trying to put ink on paper, yeah, we know what time it is. We know what time it is. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, that was a good match, good showing. Straight after the match, we saw Shota Umino high-fiving the fans, talking to people, you know. He ended up getting attacked by a guy in a mask who ended up being Jungle Bizzle. Jungle Bizzle. Jack Perry. We spoke about it briefly on the podcast in regards to, like, you know, maybe him, you know, staying in New Japan strong for now, until maybe like a Forbidden Door or sometime in the future. I think a Best of Super Junior for him would be absolutely great. great thing to do. I did pose the question yesterday of, do we think Jack Perry is in New Japan strong in New Japan, or is it solely to help move New Japan strong forward? They are announcing more dates this year. I think the plan is for them to, especially after Forbidden Door, that they want their presence to be more felt in the US. So yeah, it should be interesting. Um, yeah, we're not talking about All Elite Woo, so I don't. My thoughts about him going back there doesn't really matter. But yeah, what's your thoughts on Jack Perry and New Japan strong or New Japan?
The way he just, the way he just, nah, it was sick, man. It was sick. I can't lie. I don't
Even the
want.
bearded look as well.
What?
You look serious.
Nah.
You look serious.
Again, it's just another person who I'm just really interested in seeing what this year does for them.
Yeah.
Like, all does for him, because the way he came back, yeah, it can only lead to big things.
It has to.
It can only lead to big things, and
It has to.
I even feel like this is a great move for him, like, because it's chance for him to improve. Again, new matchups, just more of the same in terms of like going to another company. Like,
Yeah.
it's great. Honestly, it's great. I don't want to see him back for a long time.
Yeah.
Now, I want to see a contract on national TV. Nah.
I want him to denounce AEW. Like, even by the time he gets back, he looks at AEW like it's a filthy place.
Chump.
He looks at Tony Khan like it's a filth. Like, do you know what's mad? You know what AEW Tony Khan needs to do? Or if he's gonna do indie dates, do you know what his theme song needs to be?
What?
Justin Timberlake, Cry Me a River. That needs, bro. I don't know how. I know the license for that is probably going to be crazy. Even if it's just to come out in a pay-per-view, and I don't know, he breaks some sort of glass.
Pay-per-view vignette or something. Breaks the glass.
Breaks the glass. Cry me a river. It's real glass. Cry me a river. Bro, I will be there. Bro, I love Jack Perry. I think his whole heel run, like when he started, like it was started off shaky, but then when he got into the character, he was doing the stuff with Hook. I said, you know what? This is him. This is it.
Yeah.
So, the next match we had Mascara Dorada and Volador Jr. versus Rocco Romero and Soberano Jr. It was a fun match.
See that match, yeah.
Proper fun match. Then we had David Finlay versus TJP. Another decent match, fun match. Commentators were really homing into the fact that, you know, Will Ospreay is leaving New Japan, so TJP wants to kind of step up into the leadership role, as he's the I mean, in actuality, out of everyone, he's the vet of the group. He's been wrestling the longest. He's been in New Japan the longest out of everyone, which is interesting. I mean, I don't look at TJP
as a leader.
Like, I mean, maybe like off camera, like I can see him as someone that people go up to because he's been in the business since a teenager, from young. Like, he was in the LA dojo from like 18, 19, that even younger. So. Like, he's earned his stripes, but I wouldn't look at him as like a proper like leader. But I mean, he's just, I don't know, man. Then we had God versus Bullet Club War Dogs. Another decent match.
Yeah.
Julia versus Trisha Adora for the Strong Women's Championship. How'd you find that?
Hey man, Julia, if we want to talk about stock, that's someone whose stock has just gone. She's killing it.
Fun match. I don't think Julia's losing this belt anytime soon. I mean, at some point, if the talks about her going to the E are true, I'm not sure who would beat her for the belt. But
do you want to see her there?
I think she's got the star power for it. I think she's got the look for it also. I think the minute she goes to WWE, she's gonna have bare stand accounts. It's over. She's gonna have best stand accounts. I think it will be like, yeah,
Mama.
I think she, yeah, I think she could do well on the E. Honestly, I genuinely believe she could do well on the E. I think she's like, I think she's got it all. She's a good worker. Her English has improved a lot, so she can speak.
She was born here, right?
She was born here, yeah. Her aura, presence,
yeah.
bro. Like some of these stardom entrances I'll be seeing her do, bro, crazy. Like she's primed. She's primed for WrestleMania. You know what I
Yeah.
mean, she's primed for WrestleMania. So
I know Hunter's got his grubby hands ready, fam.
I thought, bro, listen, he's waiting till she drops that belt and that
Licking
contract
his
is done.
lips.
The next match we had was the Chosen Bros, Matt Riddle versus the Chosen Bros, and Matt Riddle and Jeff Cobb versus TMDK, Zack Sabre Jr. and Bad Tito. Another good match. 4 solid wrestlers, but all did well. I think at the end of the match, Jeff Cobb was trying to tease Matt Riddle of maybe joining United Empire. He spoke about it briefly on the podcast. Don't think we're too sure about that one.
Bro.
United Empire. Not too sure about it. The next match we had Eddie Kingston versus Gabe Kidd.
Hey!
In a double counter. Talk to me about that.
Those two, that's real wrestling. Those two make me believe that this is real. This is real. Them man hate each other. Them man dislike each other. And yeah, it really came through in the match, man. Gabe Kidd, like, what is there not to say? Like, I've run out of superlatives for this guy. Like,
I try not to be biased in it, but yeah, that like I think just seeing the growth of him over the last year, and him like kind of like climbing the ranks of like from being the young boy to now being like an absolute crowd favorite. Like, bro, they fuck.
Yeah,
internet fuck.
It's crazy, you know, where he's come.
Heavy. They fuck with him heavy. So it's
Yeah.
like we always get these shouts about Gabe should be the leader, Gabe this, Gabe that. And it's like that's just testament to like how good he is and how he's been able to make people believe that, you know what, like this I'm a madman character, Nobby character. No, this was my
mad. He's actually mad.
Mad. I mean, this is a Nobby character. I'm a madman. I mean, so I think with Gabe, like he's honed himself to the point where like he's always been a superb wrestler, like bell to bell, like he's unreal, like one of the best in the country. And this is me not even being biased. Like there's a reason he was able to even get into the New Japan dojo. Like he's that good. But from a character standpoint, to see how he's evolved into this, and it's like you don't know what to expect when you hear him talk, but like the conviction from him when he cuts his promos, it's like this guy not know that this is like, but then it's like we need people like that to be able to kind of like take us out of it, because I feel like sometimes as wrestling fans we get so ingrained in like this and that and the spots and was it this and was it that, but it's like you have to remember wrestling is an emotional attachment, like it's an emotional performance, and like if someone's able to kind of like take you away from like thinking whether it's real or not for just 5 seconds, then it's like, oh shit, that person's really, really good. I just think the only thing that's holding him back is I don't want him to get booked to the point where it's like he doesn't have to win matches because he's such a presence and a character that wins or losses means nothing to him. And it's like that's fair, but at the same time, we've seen that type of booking where there's certain wrestlers that we enjoy in maybe like an AEW are putting on bangers, but they're not winning matches.
Eventually.
And it's like, and eventually it gets to the point where it's like, okay, cool, he has good matches, but what else?
Yeah.
It's not like it's leading to anything. Like, bro, early on, Roosh was struggling to win matches.
Yes.
Takeshita struggling to win matches.
That's who it was. Everyone was like, oh, you know, it doesn't matter. He's putting on bangers. No. We need some W's. Exactly. We need some W's. So yeah, I agree, man.
Yeah, now Gabe Kidd, and they're obviously going to be wrestling again. I think at the next Windy City show. Yeah, there's not much, like this match ended a double count out. There's not much we can say, but for what the 11 minutes, well, it was more than that because they started off outside the ring as well. For what it was, this is some great storytelling, and it's got me intrigued to see what happens next. And bro, these men can fight every month. I'll probably be there. I'll be there.
Yeah.
Then we had John Moxley versus Shingo Takagi in a no DQ match. Brother, this match was piquet. Banger.
I get that Shingo's a wrestler, but I just didn't know he could wrestle that style.
Yeah, I think you have John Moxley, you have Shingo. They've wrestled in the past, but I don't think that there's. I don't know. I actually don't know what to say for this match. Like, for me, not that I like. John Moxley is having the time of his life. That's what I'll put down.
That's it. Yeah.
John Moxley is just coming to New Japan and he's just having the type of match he wants to have. Do you know what I mean? Not many people can just go to New Japan and just be doing no DQ, no DQ, no DQ, no DQ. Do you know what I mean? No DQ, no DQ, no DQ. Chair.
Bust it open. Pause.
You know what I mean? Like, but John Moxley is literally just coming and having the matches he wants on his terms with the people he wants. He's just having the time of his life and he's putting out bangers. And it's made me now I want to see BCC versus LIJ.
Yeah, man.
I want to see BCC versus LIJ.
Yeah.
Bro, like, I want to see more of the BCC man coming to Japan and doing bits.
Mm-hmm.
Like, honestly, like, it was great to see, man. It was a proper good match. And just seeing Shingo, I don't know, I just want more for Shingo in all.
We all do, man. We all do.
Like, I don't know what New Japan have to do to be able to kind of like show him that, okay, cool, we know that you're that premier, because it seems like this is it. It seems like the way that they're positioning Shingo is that they're positioning Shingo the way that they position Tomohiro Ishii. He's like a phenomenal wrestler that we can just rely on to have great matches. But
I don't want that to be.
I don't want that to be Shingo at this point.
No.
Shingo can still put on good matches and still be putting good storylines and good programs. And if you can't find nothing for him in what's it called, in New Japan at the moment, surely maybe sending him to AEW for 3 months, do him a bit of good. You know what I mean? My only problem is that the difference between New Japan and AEW is that a New Japan will let someone that's not contracted win their title. AEW doesn't seem like that's ever gonna happen. Which I think that's where they're missing a trick. Because really and truly, that international title that's been held by how many white people and one international act by accident. It's abysmal. It's absolutely abysmal. Because really and truly, bro, think of all the people that could have won titles in AEW, but because they weren't signed to the company, they were never going to win. That surprised me a little bit, man. Do you know what I mean? So, bro, I would love to see Shingo go to like an AEW and become like an international champion.
That'd be sick.
And defend it in New Japan.
That'd be sick.
Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, I don't know. I want Shingo to have a great year this year. Hopefully.
Well, with Tanner now as the head, as I think me and Mex said on the pod, like a week or so ago, hopefully his fortunes change, because there's too much there for him again to just be like another Ishii.
Yeah,
it's someone who just has good matches, and
it's over for that. Like, yeah, we don't need that. There's enough people that can just be there to just have good matches. But for you to rely on someone that, and bearing in mind, this guy held the company down during lockdown as world champion.
Well, I'm just thinking, like, where's the reward for that?
So,
but
boy, hopefully 2024 his fortunes change, like we said. And the main event, Kazuchika Okada versus Will Ospreay. That it's Okada, it's Will Ospreay.
Yeah. I love the two, man. Honestly, I loved it too.
It was a strapping match, man. It was a great match.
Yeah.
It was a great match. It's like, what can we say that's not been said about these two wrestling anyways? You know what I mean? I think it was like it was a perfect full stop to a journey that we've seen will have since joining New Japan.
Excuse me.
It was a it was like it was a great ending, and it's yeah, I'm intrigued to kind of see what happens here with New Japan. Will Ospreay is going to be a massive void that they're going to have to try and fill. I don't know how they're going to fill it. Because if you deep it, bro, the amount of companies that Will Ospreay was traveling to and from, like, it was getting to a point where I was thinking, God, this guy needs to cool it down. Like, you can't just be wrestling this much. Like, I
Yeah,
get it.
yeah, yeah. I
You've got the,
remember it was too
you've
much.
got the New Japan flag on your back, but like, there's nobody else in that company that can do what he's doing in terms of that, in terms of like
Mm,
quality of matches,
mhm.
quantity of matches as well. You know, there's no real like international flag bearer at this point. Maybe ZSJ can be argued, but
Yeah,
yeah,
not as much as Osprey, but
that's probably the closest to it at this point. But
mhm,
yeah, it's gonna be really interesting. Like that Battle in the Valley show was really good show.
mhm.
It's kind of intriguing to kind of see like where they go next. I think the only issue I'm having is that okay, cool, you've got like the New Japan roster, you've got the New Japan strong wrestler. You're trying to like intertwine the stories and stuff like that,
Yeah,
and it's like
yeah.
there's a clear semblance of like difference between like the Fred Rosses and the Fred Rosses and Co. And then the
Mhm.
Okadas and Co. And it's like, of course, you're
Mhm.
using the Okadas to bring eyes to the show, but then at the same time, why don't you try and maybe have like New Japan strong people face off more with like the New Japan roster? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I feel like there just needs to be a bit more like I don't know the word. Maybe a bit more synergy in regards to like even if you're just sending New Japan strong people to Japan to have a bit of experience in Japan and back and forth, just so we know it's like is it a unified front or is it just New Japan strong is the American brand and New Japan is the you know what I mean? Like there's no clear cut difference in it.
There isn't.
But boy, what an episode! 2 hours. We guys we've treated you guys. We have
Crazy,
absolutely treated you guys.
crazy.
Um, damn. What are you looking forward to in 2024 in terms of like indie wrestling? Are there any companies that you haven't maybe checked out that you want to check out, or is there any wrestlers that you're
Um,
excited about?
I think I'm just. I think I'm excited to see what a lot of the UK guys do, like old
Yeah,
Fuse, the Robbie X's and stuff. Like, I think it's nice for them to like go out and try and expand their horizons because there's opportunity now. Um, I am excited for Indie Takers.
yep.
I'm excited for us. There's going to be loads of content and stuff coming and on the way. I'm excited for. Okay, I have a prediction.
Okay,
I've had a prediction for a while, and it's about a certain wrestler coming back.
coming back to wrestling or coming back to
Coming back to wrestling.
okay.
I
Who?
think Dream is coming back this year.
Who?
Velveteen Dream.
You think so?
I think he's coming back this year.
As Velveteen Dream or as
That's the only issue because I feel like that name has been dragged so much that he might use a different name.
WWE will probably even own it. So
Yeah.
I don't know if it's
So
Patrick Clark or
I mean, we'll see in it. We'll see. But yeah, I think he'll return
okay.
this year.
Do I have any predictions this year? Um, don't necessarily have I can't think of any predictions. But, in terms of wants and stuff that I'm excited for, like I'm excited to see like just more wrestlers like traveling to different companies and more UK people going to America and more Americans coming to the UK and then just people just traveling around the world and being able to wrestle against people that they never wrestled before and working for companies that they never worked before. Like I said, I think that's when wrestling is the best when people are able to kind of like come together, collaborate, debut in new companies, have new matchups. Um, yeah, I think that's when wrestling is absolutely the best.
I think
Um,
another thing let's see what these other countries have. We know we have America, Mexico, Japan, the UK. Let's go to Congo. Let's see what's in Congo. Let's see what's in India. let's see what's around, because there must be talent out there as well. In like I don't know, like a Germany or
Yeah, there's WXW stuff that Ali just recently wrestled in France. So yeah, there's I think that's what it is. I think sometimes with wrestling fans can be quite ignorant. Not even like, it's not necessarily their fault. If you haven't got access to it, sometimes you're not going to go out and search for it. You know what I mean? So there's that in it. But yeah, man, this has been actually. We might as well just give match recommendations as we usually do for Indie Takers.
Okay.
Do a match recommendation each, can be any era, anytime, as long as it's indie. The match I'm gonna give you guys to go and do some watching is AJ Styles versus Chris Sabin versus Pete Williams, Ultimate X.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
I swear you took mine.
Yeah,
Final
Resolution 2005.
I have to find another one. I swear it was.
I was rewatching that match earlier. I was like, "Fucking hell, man! These men are
ridiculous." If you're gonna do that, I will go with probably another AJ match. Go watch AJ Daniels. Go watch AJ Daniels for the TNA title. I'm not sure as to what year that was though. But yeah.
Solid. Guys, we appreciate you guys. I know this is longer than Indy Takers usually is, but listen, get used to it, guys, man. We're here to stay. No delay. Like I said, we'll be doing podcasts. We'll be doing reviews, reaction videos. Like we're gonna be doing a lot, man. So yeah, I've been your boy Delboy.
It's been Ola.
It Boyz down and out.